All right, well, let's start with the league leaders, Arsenal, because they have got, on paper, what looks like quite a tough fixture coming up. They're facing Fulham, who have been excellent this season. But after the drama of last weekend, I mean, what a comeback it was from Arsenal. They will surely be boosted heading into this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it showed great character from Arsenal. It showed great determination and great drive as well. There's an honesty about them that I really, I'm drawn to. You know, there's something about the way they're going into every game thinking we're going to win this, irrelevant of how we start the game. Now, they started on the back foot, 9 seconds in, they're 1-0 down. And it was a great bit of play from Bournemouth. Managed to catch Arsenal cold, you know. And if you're gonna show what you're about, and if you want to come back and prove that you're actually in it for the title race and you're an actual, real, genuine contender, you have to react in a positive way. It took them a little while. They went 2 goals down, but the reaction that we saw from them, absolutely, it was top draw.
The thing is, though, is when they went 2-0 down and they managed to start coming back into the game, when it got to 2-2, you just knew they were going to go on and win it, didn't you? And is that the sign of a true Premier League title winner?
I think it is. I think there are lots of moments when you look at teams that have won the title, there are lots of moments in their campaign where they've come back and they've rescued victory from the jaws of defeat, or a point from the jaws of defeat. And I think the reason why they've signed Gabriel Jesus and Alexander Zinchenko is precisely to instill that kind of belief in the side. And if you look at Zinchenko in particular, there are a couple of moments this season where he's given interviews that have shown his leadership. He's learned how never to give up until the very last whistle at Manchester City. That's why he's won 4 titles. Now he's got the players in this Arsenal squad to believe. And I don't now think there is any game that they play in where they will think the points are lost until that final whistle goes.
There's another name to add to that as well, Jorginho.
Yes.
You know, he's somebody that knows how to win. He's been there, he's done it as well. And he's come in there with the Premier League experience. And he's just added to this already amazing, confident squad.
You know the interesting thing about that? Just forgive me, Jules. I think as far as Jorginho is concerned, they moved for him after they couldn't get Mykhailo Mudryk. Now, Mudryk would have been a wonderful signing, long-term, very flashy and whatever else. But if you look at Chelsea, he hasn't really given them that much. And Jorginho wouldn't have got a game there. But going to Arsenal, he would have been a lower profile side. Already he scored a key goal. He has provided real calm in that centre of midfield.
Experience.
But the experience that is given the entire dressing room is key, because where they are now, I would argue he is more valuable to Arsenal than Mykhailo Mudryk would have been.
Looking at it now, we've just seen, as we saw there, an incredible comeback to go and win the game. Huge boost for the fans, huge boost for the players, showing great mentality and spirit to come back and turn the game around. But are Manchester City still favourites for you?
Do you know what? Arsenal are favourites for me. And
they are now?
Arsenal have been favourites for me for a little while. I've always said I can't see City lose in a game. But I'm almost the same with Arsenal. If they do, I can't see them losing more than 1 game. You know, so the 2 teams are going to go toe-to-toe. And I think the game Arsenal will lose is the one against Manchester City, which is creeping up. I think it's in April. I think that would be the one that is a very telling game.
5 points in it. Who's your favourite, Darren, at this point?
I've got to go City. I know the nice lady in my ear who always puts up the fixtures every time I start talking about what's happening. I know she's going to help me with this very soon. But I do think Arsenal have got some very difficult...
There's a lot of nice ladies in there, Darren. You're going to have to ask nice.
They're all lovely.
No, the lady always helps me. She's really nice, and thank you very much for doing that. But
right on cue. Here we go.
Thank you so much. But when I look at those fixtures, they've got to go to Liverpool. They've got to go to West Ham. They are two very difficult fixtures. But look at the top, Fulham. Don't take them for granted. They're in contention for a place in the Europa League next season. Marco Silva's got them scoring goals. Craven Cottage, one of the hardest places to go in the Premier League. I don't think this is going to be easy for a side like Arsenal, who haven't won the league for 20 years, whereas City know the course, they know the distance. Yes, they haven't put together more than 3 wins in a row so far this season, but you know they have it within them to do that. That's why I've got to make them favourites.
Okay. Well, you mentioned it there, Darren. They're fighting for a place in Europe next season. They've only just been promoted, Jermaine. They're having an extraordinary season, and they will look at this game as just as important as Arsenal will be looking at it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, Arsenal, Fulham will be doing everything they've been doing all season against Arsenal. Their two fullbacks, Robinson and Tete, have been brilliant. They've shown so much energy, confidence going up and down those channels. They've freed up the wingers to give them the opportunity to express themselves as well as they need to. Polinia has been incredible.
Yeah.
He's been absolutely phenomenal in the middle of the
for
field.
This game, that's the thing, and I think that Arsenal fans are delighted about that because
and they should be
so important, hasn't he?
He has. He's offered the freedom for a lot of the other players to really get beyond Mitrovic or put the balls into Mitrovic, etc. So they've got ways of playing, which has been brilliant. Full of confidence. They've taken it on from the back from last season. Look, you can see the stats there. Granted, they've played 2 games more than Newcastle and Liverpool, but they're right behind them. So, you know, they're in with a chance at getting into a European...